Their customs and habits of Cimbrians and Teutons, according to Tacit, are Suezic. The Suebes were main tribe in Germany. Their name in Greek is written as contemporary, Zuebos. Western writers write this name as Suevos or Suevi. It is not possible to read the Greek Suebon as Suevos, and those who do so with some intention and not out of ignorance. According to Greek writing, this name reads Surbon, it is Surbi. Someone in a Greek original replaced ro with accented etom. This is how the Suebes came from Surbon, then the Suevi. When Markel says that the customs of Cimbra and Teuton were, according to Tacit, Suebic, he is in fact saying that they are Serbian. A similar case is with the name of river Sabis near Iulius, which is today called Sambre, whose real name is Sarbis. In France, there are still places with names derived from Serbian names such as Sardinia, Serabona, Servion, Serbones, Sorbona, Sornia, Serdania, Servian, etc. Pliny says that at the mouth of the river Rodana was a city of Heraclea, in the area called Sardon. Heraclea is a Greek translation of the name Serbonia, which is evidenced by the name of the area around the city. Pelloutier mentions a Scythian name Oetosirus, which is found in Hezekiah as Getosirus and means Goet Sirbon Astra for the sun. This means that the Serbs called the sun as a star, Get Serbon. This is very important fact, which in 2 words classifies a wide range of historical facts. Bouquet says that King Fruscus Charmanian that he attacked Pannonia in 791 and says that he went down the Danube and returned to Sabaria, which in Latin is called Baioaria. The Avar ruler, the Kagan, held Sabariam et Carnutum in his power. Pressed by the Serbs, he converted to Christianity and was named Theodore in 805. In order to protect Theodore, Charmanian set an army of 806 to stop the attack of Duke Lech. And all this proves to us that the old name of Bavaria was Sarbaria. Bavaria belonged to the main tribe of all Germany, which is mentioned, as we have seen, as the Surbs. And then in another place he says that in 885 a diploma was issued recognizing the cities Orchedas, Saugenimas, Trociacum and others, the church of Sorbiaricum. The church was located in Rodania. The Anti-Arian Church Council in Rodania in 499, under the patronage of Gundabald, king of Burgundy, was attended by bishops from the following places: Arles, Vienna, Marseille, Lyon, Valence, and Stephan from Sarbiniaca, where the king was then. Where was that bishop's seat and occasional royal resident? Sarbiniac. The only thing we can say for now is that it was a city in Burgundy. There were several cities in Britain with a name derived from Serbian name, such as two Sorbiodunums, one of which is today Old Sarum, and other Wits Serbiaram is today Salisbury. To these we can add cities with the names such as Venta, Vindobella, Vindolanda, Vindomara, and Vinovia. The Chimeras or Cimbri were among the Gauls who conquered Rome in 387 BC. The Celts are mentioned in the middle and northern Rodania, but not in the south, that is, on the coast. Diodorus puts it this way: the Celts are those about Marseille, to the foot of the Alps and other side of the Pyrenees, and about them in the north to the ocean and to Scythia are the Gauls. Then, in the same place, Diodorus adds, in the north of Scythia, that is Germany, the British Ireland were still cannibals. Not only Diodorus, but also Tacitus gives an account of the native population of Germany, not the Serbs, conquerors, but the natives, as the people at a very low level of development and enlightenment. This is also the case with indigenous population of Scandinavia, which was pushed north by the Serbs, the Aryans. Apart from the old writers such as Diodorus and Appian, the later writers such as Bohardius and Bergman consider the Gauls, the Celts, and Illyrians to be similar people. Bergman says, "The Celts are relatives of Thracians." The same writer adds, "The Geti are the ancestors of the Germanic and Scandinavian tribes." By Germanic and Scandinavian tribes, Bergman here means Serbian conquerors, not natives. Pelletier quotes Theopompus and says, "If the Geti sent their policars to the people with whom they were at war, they would enter among the enemy army playing guitars." Strabon says, "Iberia once attacked Serbon's army and then fell under the rule of the Phoenicians." Joslin explains, "This is about Serbonus, Hercules, of the Phoenicians, who is older than Greek for 2 or 3 centuries. His campaign, if true, should have been between 1700 to 1600 BC. The Phoenicians founded the city of Cadiz, around 1550 BC. Joslin dates are too high, and the rest fits into historical trends, but it is not about the Phoenician Serbon, but Serbon which is older than the Phoenician by at least as much as this Greek. The Greeks called the Phoenicians first the Cretans, then the Lydians and other Serbian tribes from Asia Minor, and in both cases they were Serbs. Strabon reminds us of one fact that speaks for itself, and that is that Homer knew about Iberia and the islands of the Happy, the Canary Islands. Since Serbon's passage through Rodania in its southern and central part, there has been a Serbian kingdom based in Alesia. There is a legend that King Radamant, the namesake of the Cretan hero Radamant, ruled there. In addition to the dynastic name Mino in Crete, there were nobles from the same dynasty, the most famous of which are Sarpedon and Radamant. Alesia is spoken of as a beautiful land with flower fields ruled by the blue Radamant. The French named the main street of Paris Champs-Élysées, which literally means Elysian fields. Throughout France, and especially in its southern parts, there are still a large number of places, names, rivers and mountains in Serbian language. The Pyrenees region attracts special attention. In Stephan of Byzantium we find the names of 2 Carian cities in Asia Minor, one of which is called the Pyrenees and other Pirno, which are in fact the same name as Pyrenees. Herodotus says that the river Danube springs in the land of the Celts near the city of Pyrene. This information of Herodotus was interpreted very lightly by modern historians, where the city turns into Pyrenees mountain and not taking into account the distance between the source of the Danube and that mountain. According to the more modern Western historians, it seemed that Herodotus did not know what he was saying. But Herodotus is much more reliable than they represent, and this is not a gross error, nor Pyrene, but a city near the source of the Danube, which in Herodotus' time was called the Pyrenees or Pyrenees. The name has been changed, and today we do not know which city it is, but there is no doubt that it existed, as there were cities with the name in Caria. In a rather wide area around Pyrenees, old writers mention the people of Sordona, which is the very clear form of Serbian name. Sordi, Sorbi, and Sardi are mentioned in several other places in Rodania. To make the picture more complete, Strabon says that the 2 rivers from the Pyrenees, right in the region of Sordon, and one is called Ruskinon, and other Liber, Iliberis, where there are cities of the same name, today Perpignan and Elne. After the city of Ruskin, the capital of Sordona, the whole area was called Ruskinon, modern Roussillon. Among the people from the Pyrenees area, parts of Serbian folk customs can still be seen today. They play Serbian folk dance and call them Serdan, and their music is not much different from Serbian. Their dogs, which keep their herds in a mountain, are the same origin as the Char mountain dogs, and in France they call it the Pyrenean mountain dog. The mother tongue in that area today is French, but they speak it with the same emphasis as the Serbs who learned it while working in France. In one occasion, a case like this happened to me in Nantes. I talked to a certain gentleman from Perpignan and my wife Marisa, who is from Rodania, not Frujanka but Rodanka, since her family is mentioned in Roman Gaul as Celtic, listened to our conversation, came and asked my interlocutor if he was from my area. The gentleman replied that he was from the Perpignan, which surprised my wife, and said to him, "Excuse me, sir, I thought because of the accent that you were also a Serb." The famous old town of Narbona, whose name is mentioned in Roman times as Narbo, has the same name as Narbo on Neretva from that time. The real name of this city is not Narbona, but Narbon, but Narbona. In southern Rodania, there is a popular term Gwinget, which entered the Frushka language in 17th century, and that word has the same meaning as the Ganges in Herzegovina. If you want to find good Serbian beans with dried meat, go to Toulouse, the old Serbian Toulouse. Old Rodania was not completely disappeared, its wide traces remain.